today's solar wind, space weather. The solar wind flowing from the sun's coronal hole of the north could graze Earth magnetic field September 17 and 18. This is a coronal hole that we see from today, September 14. This is the northern part of it. Coronal hole September 14 today, and the wind flowing from this coronal hole could graze our magnetic field in a few days, according to space weather. And we have the China strip from Tiangong as well. Increased chance of flares, they said, according to space weather. NOAA forecasters have boosted the odds of an M-class solar flare today to 30%. The likely source, sunspot AR3098, which has an unstable beta-gamma magnetic field. What is an M-class solar flare? The classification of X-ray solar flares. Scientists classify solar flares according to their X-ray brightness in the wavelength range of 1 to 8 angstroms. There are 3 categories. X-class flares are big. They're major events that can trigger planet-wide radio blackouts and long-lasting radiation storms. M-class flares are medium-sized. They can cause brief radio blackouts that affect Earth's polar regions. Minor radiation storms sometimes follow an M-class flare. Compared to X and M-class events, C-class flares are small, with a few noticeable consequences here on Earth. So it's an M-class flare that they're talking about, a 30% odds of happening. A sunspot made in China for a split second, September 12th. The sunspot number increased by 1. The extra sunspot was made in China. It was a Tiangong space station, explains Juan Carlos Casada, who watched the winged silhouette across the sun from his backyard in Figueres, Spain. China has been building Tiangong since its first core module was launched in April 2021. The growing station has more than doubled in size in the past year, with solar arrays, a robotic arm, multiple modules, and 2 spacecraft, Tiangzhou 4 and Shenzhou 14, waiting at docking ports. Tiangong is starting to look a lot like ISIS, and the ISIS is still much larger, but China is catching up. When it's completed in December 2023, Tiangong will be a Mir-class facility massing nearly 70 tons, with living space for as many as 7 astronauts, and even a Hubble-class telescope to view the cosmos. Meanwhile, it's an awesome sunspot. Tiangong is so large, I had no trouble resolving it using a small telescope, 15 centimeters aperture, says Casada. It was in front of the sun for only 0.6 seconds. My conventional mirrorless camera, shooting in burst mode 10 images per second, caught it 6 times. So that's the sunspot that is actually the China space station. So I'll leave links below for you for this on space weather. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.